بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين داود الملك سو جوجتان كسو هذا برنامجka arrimaha bulshada xilligan uga barateen si toos ah hadda ay kala idin kaga soo tabino TV-ga caalamiga Universal xaruntiisa magaalada London barnaamijkan caawintaan oo guda gelinin hadii Ilaahay yiraahdo wiigi hore barnaamijkii aan idin ka balan qaadnay way noo suurtagali weeyday inaan dadkii ehelka u ahaa isku keeno marka taawan idin ka raali gelinayna hadii barnaamijka caawa sidaad ku aragteen xayeysiinteena Facebook-ga aad ku aragteen waxaad ogtihiin caaw inaanu ka hadlayno sidee loogu noolaadaa qurbaha diinteena islaamkana loo haystaa loo xajiyaa sidoo nabiga uu yiri sallallahu alayhi wasallam goos dambeedka ku qabsada tawxiidka oo adkeeya barnaamijkan caawa ayaa waxaan u soo casumay sheekh kamida sheekhda caalamku ay si aad u qadariyaan isla mar ahaantaasna maaragtay asagu islaamic study ku haysta PhD kaga baxay jaamacado kala duwan intaan laakiin arinta ay u dhexgelin waxaan doonayaa inaan idin sheego barnaamijkan inuu ku bixi doono af Soomaali aan kula hadli doona iyo sheekhu af Ingiriis nagula hadli doona hadii la yiraahdo dabadeena aanu fasiri doono sidii loogu noolaan lahaa qurbaha diinteena aan u haysan lahayn iyo waliba dad fara badan oo Soomaaliya oo dhalinyaro ah oo jaamacadaha taga ayaa dhibaato waxay ka haysataa lacagta loo qaato deynta markaana ay fuusho ribada iyo dhibaatooyinka ka yimaada jaamacadii hadii aadan rabeen inay qaataan bay ku khasban yihiin ama inaysan jaamacadii aadan iyo wuxuu islaamku ku qabo iyo islaamku maaragtay dadka jaakad u galiyo ciriiri ah oo maaragtay dhibaatooyin la yimaado iyo inay diintaanu tahay diin raxmad iyo ciz iyo sharaf saaxiiba waxaana maaragtay barika Sheekh Abdulrahman Dimashq ayaa waxa uu yahay sheekh caalimo oo dunidu ay si fiican u taqaano jaamacad Riyadh ku taalana ka qaatay maxay tahay waxbarashadiisii ku soo qaatay oo dhashay wadanka aan idin sheegay iminka Sacuudiga isla mar ahaantaana asagu PhD holder master degree-giisana ku qaatay Pakistani luqado kala duwan ku hadla lagjarraf kala duwan adduunka ka bixiya Sheekh Abdulrahman, we're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have you here and welcome to the program and to the television and over to you Sheikh.
حياكم الله. Thank you very much for having me here. Despite I need to know what you've been talking about in your language.
I was just giving an introduction regarding you and the program. So
okay.
There you go. So just telling them a bit of background about you and your education and what the topic's about.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Praise be to Allah, the Almighty. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon His Prophet Muhammad and upon those prophets who preceded him. I'm very glad to be here in your TV, in which I ask Allah the Almighty to make it a blessed and beneficial broadcasting, media, which renders to the favor of the society.
Indeed. Sheikh, the topic tonight is integration. And we come from different Muslim countries around the world, and we find ourselves here somehow. And there's difficulties. Whenever you look at, for example, talking about how can we live in this beautiful country without compromising our deen.
Did you say beautiful?
It's Ardullah.
No, in the winter it's not beautiful. In the summer it's better.
So you reckon this country is not beautiful?
No, it is beautiful, but I have to express my cold feeling.
Indeed, you're free to express that. The way I see it is Ardullah, therefore it's beautiful.
Sure.
Regardless of the people that...
Sure, I admit that.
Okay, there you go. How can we live in this country and many other countries, America, Sweden, Holland, you name it. Then they're not Muslim countries. We want to keep our deen, inshallah, and we find hardship sometimes. How can we coexist the hosting nations here and yet keep our tawheed?
There's no doubt, before we talk about the coexistence, that the Muslims' view to this world differs than the view of the other people to it. The Muslims' view is that the life is a couple of days compared to the other life, which is wider, greater, bigger, better and more enduring. Those two factors of the hereafter, better and more enduring. Therefore, he looks at it's a couple of days, that he struggles in this minor life to do the best, to work, to construct life as we are ordered in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هُوَ أَنْشَأَكُمْ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ وَاسْتَعْمَرَكُمْ فِيهَا. He initiated you from the earth and He ordered you to construct it. not necessarily to construct it only with buildings, with beautiful highways, etc. No, but with piety, righteousness, peace of mind. Since we've been talking about peace, people need to have peace. We disagree with any kind of, scaring people, or what do you call it? I forgot the word, irhab. Terrorism.
People.
We're against terrorism. But there is a kind of terrorism which is in the soul of the person. Not knowing the future, not knowing why he was created, not knowing when he's going to die, not knowing what's going to happen to him after death. These issues cause a sort of, how do you explain it? He's concerned. The person is concerned about the black future that he cannot. So despite this, the Muslim is supposed to be flexible. He should be flexible.
Flexible in terms?
Flexible as much as you can. But there is a deadline. Flexible as much as you can, because I believe personally, as a Muslim and as a person who is expert in Islam, that Islam trains the person to be flexible and at the same time does not go beyond the divine limits that was set up for him. I can be a flexible person in this country. One of the problems is that not understanding, you see, the mentality, the society that the person lives with. That causes I wouldn't say clashes, but the misunderstanding. The Western may hear a Somali person who wants to give him an idea, but he couldn't, because of the lack of knowledge about the other society, about the other extreme, and at the same time the lack of information and knowledge that he has. That causes the person to say, well, that doesn't make sense. I can't understand it. I don't know what you're talking about. This is what causes the problem. And it is noteworthy to remember what Allah repeatedly said in the Quran, that He never sent a messenger but by the tongue of His own people, so he will be understood. People will be understanding the evidence that He is coming with. So this may cause this problem. How can a person who came from the other society come and express himself and make the other people understand him? Now, I think it is true that there are many Somali people already who have been born here, or they came here while they were young. So now they can understand it. But what I want them to do is to seek the knowledge. It is common that people say the deeper you get into the religion, the worse will you be. You'll be fanatic, you'll be extremist. No. Well, that depends what kind of religion you're talking about. If you're talking about the true religion, wait a minute. I trust my religion. I trust my faith. I know that the creator of this universe, the creator of rational, the creator of minds, is the creator of the religion. Of the world. The revealer of the religion is the creator of the world. So therefore, God is the creator of the nature. And He knows that His religion go in accordance, in harmony with the nature of the people. So therefore, I would advise my brothers who live in this society to study and to be more knowledgeable in their religion. And that would improve the integration, the mutual understanding between the two people who belong to different societies. And the other thing is that the person, it depends. If a person came to this society, he should be flexible. Now, there is a system in Islam. Islam is not only a system of how to perform wudu, how to pray, how to remember Allah, but there is a system in terms of jihad, in terms of dealing with the non-Muslim society. If you are inside that non-Muslim society, or if this non-Muslim society is in your country, there is a system for that. And we should not be only dealing merely with our emotions apart from the Sharia, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Sheikh, at the back of that, you used the word flexibility a few times. For some people, when you say to be flexible, they may understood differently than what you're saying. For some people, say we had scholars coming to this country, for example, from different countries, who says it's okay to have to wear less jilbab than the Quran says, because you live in this society and you need to fit in. So when you say flexibility, what are you trying to emphasize? What are you trying to say in terms of flexibility?
I expressed myself. I said that there is a way to combine between flexibility and at the same time don't give up your principles.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, but some people think that what they think is the principle, while it's not the principle, and this is the problem.
Right.
For example, if you're talking about the hijab of the woman, okay, some women put the niqab, the veil, okay, based on their belief that it's wajib. To my experience and my study of the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I believe that it's not wajib. It is not obligatory.
To cover the face.
It is extra decency. Okay, it's a voluntary extra decency that the woman decides to take on herself, and nobody should be saying to her no.
Okay, fair enough. That's how I wasn't questioning that. But however, talking about seeking knowledge, we're not talking about just Islamic knowledge here. In this country, we have a lot of young Somalis and Muslims from different parts of the world who want to go to university. If they apply a grant from the government, then they have to pay interest, some of that, when they graduate and they work. So now Islam says riba is haram. So how do you educate yourself without getting into haram?
Well, this is a problem. I mean, you will not be facing this as the only problem in being in a society where not only one person, the whole society cannot avoid the riba. You came to that society. I mean, you have taken this difficulty on yourself. I wouldn't be able to say it's okay. No, paying riba is not okay. Taking riba is not okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن رِبَا لِيَرْبُوَ فِي أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ فَلَا يَرْبُو عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. It's a beautiful verse. وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن زَكَاةٍ تُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُضْعِفُونَ. There is no riba that you take to increase the money in people's wealth, to increase the money of people's wealth. It will not be increasing in Allah's perspective. But what zakah, charity, you give, then this what will be multiplied. So it will not be multiplied. So what I wanted to say, I know this is a crucial question. I can't say I can give the alternative. But what I can say in general, if there is something really needed, extremely, and a person cannot avoid, otherwise he is in real trouble, then the sin will be on the person who's taken it. To me, taking riba is just like eating pork. It's the same thing. When there is a necessity that risks your life, which is very difficult, then you deal with it, having no other option. Try the best. Look, we are in a country, in a place where we have to remember this verse always. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Remember this and keep it in your mind. Fear Allah as you can, as you could.
Fine.
So I think that gives a sort of answer to the question.
Not really, because at the end of the day, the people who are watching this program, they want to know whether it's haram not to take.
It is.
It is haram.
Well, there's no doubt.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine. I agree with you. The Quran states riba is haram.
Sure.
I'm not saying can we sort of manipulate the law of Allah. That's not what I'm saying. But my point to you is, my son is 12 years old. He will grow up one day, inshallah. I want him to go to university. I cannot afford to pay the fees. Would that be necessary for him to take that riba? Yes or no? What about the millions or thousands of Muslim students in this country and other countries in the same situation who are already in the university for their first year, second year and third year? Would they just give up everything and walk away? It is a problem that we're facing, and it needs to be addressed and be verified by the scholars like yourself, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, people like you in the Quran, He says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Therefore we come to you. Over to you, Sheikh.
Yes, the scholar's mission is to tell you whether it is halal or haram. But when scholars cannot find an alternative, they can't change what is haram. So therefore, I would say there's a key question before asking about paying riba for the fees of the university. Why you're here?
Why are we here?
This is an important question. I mean, we know that if you're here, you have not only to pay the interests, you have to pay the insurance, you have to pay the customs, the taxes, and all of these things are almost similar. Insurance, taxes, which we call in Arabic maks, the jamarik, customs. These things Islamically are not allowed. Now, you can't ask me the alternative while Islam is not ruling. Because if Islam is ruling, the alternative is there. But when there is no Islam, there is no alternative. So therefore, the task of the sheikh, of the scholar, is to tell you this in general. And it's up to you to find out how necessary it is. Is it really a matter of a thing that risks the person's future or not? And the other thing I would urge strongly, to try to find an alternative before taking the action of saying, well, I'm going to pay that and ask Allah to forgive me.
Okay, Sheikh, you raised a very important question. Why we're here? We're here for many different reasons. And if the Muslim countries around the world, they will accept other Muslims who are having difficulties in their countries, we won't be here. Such as all the Muslim countries, the one you come from, the one I come from, and the neighboring countries. They put you in a ship and they get rid of you. That's entire Muslim countries.
Yeah, I understand that.
They do that.
Yeah.
Where these people, they will welcome us open hands. They allowed us to live in their country. They feed us, they shelter us. Therefore, you have a sympathy towards them. When your own Muslim brother let you down in an hour of need. But that is not our topic tonight. However, I just would like to explain what we've been talking about in Somali quickly, and I get back to you.
Okay.
حياك ربي وبياك. دعوة meel kastoo dunida ka joogtaan waxaanu ka hadlaynaa dhibaatada ka haysata daayarta Soomaaliyeed ee jaamacadaha galaysa ee ribada inay qaataan ay diintoodii ka xaraantimaysay haddaysan ribadii qaadana jaamacaddii aan geli karin oo waxbarashadoodii aan kor usii qaadi karinin iyo weliba hundreds and hundreds oo barnaamijkan daawanaya caawa ku jira second yearkoodii third yearkoodii jaamacadihii aan ka bixi karin dhakhaatiir aan noqon karin dadkii aan caawin karinin sheekha waxaan weydiiyey sidee baa loogu noolaan karaa waddankan annagoon diinteena maxay tahay aan ka teginin oo aqeedadii Nabi Maxamed nooga tagay sallallahu alayhi wasallam ku dhagan maxay yeelay daa'is masiirka dhabta ay meesha loo noqonayo ilaa ay haatan sheekhay anigu fooda ayaan isku haynaa khadka telefoonada ayaan idin furanay insha Allah taala 3 daqiiqo soo socota intaan sheekha su'aal kale ka weydiinayo Sayyidi Sheikh, another question I have. In this country, there's a lot of Muslim sisters. They wear jilbab. Beautiful. If I just remind...
Especially the Somali
Somali women. I often say to people, Somali woman is the best because my mother is Somali. So there you go.
Too bad for me.
Too bad for you, but there you go. I can tell you Somali woman is the best. But at the end of the day, it's taqwa that counts. But my tongue sometimes, it says things like that because I'm getting used to it. Anyhow, they wear jilbab. I remember in late 90s here, there was few Somali women, and we never used to see women wearing big, beautiful jilbab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as you know, says in the Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, which is Surah 33, Ayah 59, he says, Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu qul li azwajika wa banatika, likewise for Surah An-Nur. Right, so they wear jilbab. Here is a university graduate sister with a beautiful degree. She's capable to do the job that she's applying better than a lot of non-Muslim women sometimes. But she can't be given that job for simple reason because of her outfit. She doesn't fit the job in description that is in hand that she's applying. If she doesn't work, if she doesn't take off her jilbab, now she have to live on handout from the government. How do you balance that?
Going to live what?
The government will feed her. In other words, the taxpayers will feed her as social security money.
So she'll be supported.
Supported when she's capable to work and do a beautiful job. But now the hijab is in the way.
Okay.
She doesn't want to compromise her deen and take off her hijab. She can't have the job. When the girl, the semi-naked, half-naked can get the job who's not even educated. And we have a lot of sisters who cannot get a job purely because of the jilbab. What have you got to say to that?
Principally, it is always better for women to stay at home and do their own holy mission.
Women to stay at home.
To take care of the children. That's her. Look, the modern society, they don't complain technology, but they complain social problems because of that. Okay? So we say in principle. It doesn't mean I'm saying from now, don't go to work and etc. I'm not saying that. I'm saying what the Prophet ﷺ said regarding something more important than anything, the mosque. The women love the mosque. The Prophet ﷺ said, don't forbid your women from going to the mosque, although their houses are better for them. So this is in principle. Now, if you're talking about necessity and obligations, and she cannot stay at home unless she
goes out to work.
I don't know if she can't. I don't know if she can't. Is this a matter of obligation? She must go and work, or she doesn't have to? Because usually, I mean, you know, in the Muslim society, a man should be the supporter of the house. Okay?
Agreed.
So therefore, in this case, if it's necessary for the woman, a woman that has no income, she has no support, etc., this is what we're talking about. Otherwise, there is a kind of job for women, a woman kind of job, in schools, etc., etc. But still, we're coming back to this society here, to the Western society. So a woman should be trying her best to find a suitable job for herself, a job that does not conflict with her decent Islamic dress. No one is going to tell you that it's okay, she can tighten her clothes up. No way, because the woman's dress has two conditions. لا يشف ولا يصف. Shouldn't be transparent, and it shouldn't be tight, so it will be describing the type of the body. So these are the two descriptions, okay, conditions. She should be in no matter what, she should be maintaining this decent kind of Muslim dress.
Right, but the bottom line is, if she's there to keep her deen, i.e. in this particular question I ask you, her jilbab, and this is not a Muslim society, let's face the reality. It's not a Muslim society. Wherever you go, there's no places segregated for women, not segregated actually, but separation, where women can go and work without men around. We know there's a fruit mix in this society, unlike Muslim countries we come from. If she takes off her jilbab, now she's sinning against Allah. If she keeps her jilbab, she may not get the job that she deserves. And that is where the dilemma is for them. But however, we have a lot of people on the line that want to take part of this program. I'll come back to you, but I just want to explain what we've been talking about for those who don't understand this language we're speaking about. waxaan weydiiyey sheekha laba su'aalootii hore wada ogeedeen tan labaadan weydiiyey waxay ahayd sidee gabadha muslimadda ee da'da yada qurbaha joogta ee jaamacadda ka baxday well educated ah ay shaqo u heli kartaa iyadoon jilbaabkeeda sharafta badan iska qaadan. waxaan akhriyay qowluhu tacaala yaa ayuha nabiy qul liazwaajika saad u maqlayseen, iyo aayado kale iyo axaadiis ciiddaa ka badan oo kusoo arooray jilbaabku inuu yahay muqadas, gabadha muslimadana waajib saaran uu yahay. shiikhu wuxuu yiri gabdhuhu inay gurigooda joogaan ayaa u wanaagsan. haddii ay duruufo ku kaliftana way soo bixi karaan oo way shaqaysan karaan, laakiin waa inaysan marnaba diinteedii ka tegin. waa ku celiyey oo waxaan ku eri haddii shaqada ay rabto xaqa u leedahay ee balagaraynayso xijaabka u diida maxaa tala ah. waxa uu yiri shiikhu waa inay gabadhu gurigeeda joogta oo ay alternative raadsataa. qaybtii ugu xiisaha badneed ayaa hadda soo gaarnay. idinka ayaan khadka taleefanka kusoo dhaweynaynaa. waxaan idinka codsanayaa laba waxyaalood inaad tv-ga iska naaqusaan. topiga aan ka hadlayna inaan ka bixinin. we don't want to know meeqa salaada la tukadaa iyo sida loo tukada. that's not our topic. waxaan ka hadlaynaa sidee qurbaha loogu noolaadaa, ribo looga badbaadaa, jilbaabkaaga loo xirtaa, diintaada u haysataa, adigoo diintaada haysta haddana isla mar ahaanta dalkan ugu noolaata. qofka u horeeya khadka taleefanka oo nasiibka u yeeshay. assalaamu calaykum. magaca hello hello may maqashaa olol?
cabdi xaafid. walaalo
magaca
cabdiraxmaan.
cabdiraxmaan kusoo dhawo barnaamijka. waa la socota soo maaha?
waa la socdaa walaalo.
soo dah
si fiican. I was gonna say assalamu alaikum Sheikh Abdurrahman.
Alaikum assalam. Haykum.
Thank you for your come our TV and supporting our family of Somali community.
Hayyakum Allah.
I would like to ask him and how we keep for our religion and about the Kafir country or the countries non-Muslim. And also we have a problem our kids because they go in the normal school. There is the Islamic school is very expensive and the family can't pay. And how can the Islamic country helping us for the non-Muslim country to supporting for Islamic schools, or because the family can't pay for the what can I call for Islamic school, because the most family haven't got enough money. So when my children finish normal school, they must go university, and university fee has been have a riba, and that is it's not our religion. We're not allowed even touch for riba.
waa mahadsantahay walaal. khayr allah kusiiyo. qof kale oo ku xiga. assalaamu calaykum. I'll take another question.
Okay.
hello assalaamu calaykum. may maqashaa? okay. Sheikh, you heard and Abdurrahman's question. She's saying more or less what I was asking and we've been talking about. Would you like to take that, please?
Yes. As a matter of fact, thank you for your call anyway. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I can give, I mean, suppose I could not give an answer to your questions, at least I can make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you and your family and your children. First, there's difference between the one who pay riba and the one who takes riba. We have to differentiate between two. The first is less. Okay? The second is worst. So what I was saying, I'm just giving the fatwa in general. If there is a desperate need to pay to someone's riba and you have no other option, you have no other alternative, so a person can do that. And I remember I've been asking my Sheikh, Sheikh Abdullah bin Jibreen in Saudi Arabia, this question, and he gave me the same answer exactly. This is a sin, but this is not just like the sin of the one who's taking it. And if there is no need, it is a big sin. But if it's a desperate matter, then we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive. Okay. And we leave the definition of the desperate need in your taqwa, in your fearing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because I can't give you any definition. Some people may justify for themselves and say, MashaAllah, this Shaykh said, if it's needed, it's okay. Wait a minute. You know what is really needed in your soul. So if you cannot afford an Islamic school, okay, and you have no other alternative, you be yourself as an Islamic school in your house. You should double your efforts Okay, you have no alternative. You can't get back to your country. I'm saying, if this is the case, you can't get back. You are surrounded. You're cornered. You must be here. Okay, just like what happened to the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. Okay, so in this case, there is no Islamic school. You have to double your efforts at home. So the outside influence will not be affecting your children, since there is an inside influence in the house. If you have no other alternative, you can't do it, you can't afford a school, you can't afford to pay for a Muslim school, then the only thing I can say to you, grow with the milk they drink, grow with the food they eat. Let the taqwa of Allah, the reminding of fearing Allah, the reminding of remembering Allah day and night, the remembrances, remind them always about fear Allah. Train them to remember that word always, fear Allah, fear Allah. It will bring its effect, inshallah. And one more thing, you yourself be pious and be righteous and fear Allah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم. And another verse, وليخشى الذين لو تركوا من خلفهم ذرية ضعافا خافوا عليهم فليتقوا الله وليقولوا قولا سديدا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that if the son of Adam died, all his actions will be accomplished, will be cut off except for three things. Sadaqah jariyah, continuous charity. أو علم ينتفع به, or a beneficial knowledge. أو ولد صالح يدعو له, or a righteous son that he will be continuously invoking Allah for his parents, for his father. So you yourself be fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You try and maintain yourself to have taqwa and keep asking Allah. Dua is a great weapon. When you are surrounded and you can't do any other thing, don't forget the dua. Is a great factor. Keep asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be righteous and keep asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to strengthen your children on guidance and huda.
Okay, I just want to translate that quickly. Sheikh wuxuu yiri dadka aan fahmin hadalka kalaamka maxay luqada ku hadlayo in maaragtay Ilaahay loogaga boqo oo waxa aad maaragtay ka fursan weeday oo naftaada dhibaato u keenay maahan aan wax kala rabo laga qaadanin Ilaahayna loogaga boqo marka hadalkiisa la soo koobo ama la soo khulaaseeyo. We have two callers on the line, and first one, Assalamu alaikum, may maqasha? Hello? Dhinaca kale qofka ku xiga, hello, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, may maqasha?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Right, brother magaca?
My name is Abdul Razak.
Okay, and welcome to the program, brother. You know what we're talking about, don't you?
Well, to be honest with you, I was listening from the beginning of the program.
You're breaking up, Abdul Razak.
I was listening to the program from the beginning.
Okay.
And I must say thank you very much for the share. My question is,
yes,
some people they have got. We're talking about riba. Some people they buy houses for mortgage, and they go to the Hajj. Could you please explain to me? We know having a mortgage is a riba, but the people who is going Hajj, how is the Hajj? That's my first question. My second question is, there is something called Islamic Bank or HSBC Sharia to buy a house. Is this halal or haram?
Okay, Abdul Razak, Sheikh, you heard him right. Buying houses and mortgages, for example, let alone the Hajj. Buying houses and mortgage, how do you see that in Islamic Sharia?
That reminded me when the people of Jahiliyyah and Quraysh in Mecca, before Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they want to renew the clothing of Mecca, you know, the black, they used to select their halal money, not to include any haram money, for the textile that they put over the house of Mecca. They never allow themselves to involve any haram money in which they know it themselves, riba, etc., etc. Because what? Because of this clothing of the Bayt of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So shouldn't we be, if you want to go to perform pilgrimage, we should be selecting halal money for that pilgrimage. Otherwise, it may not be accepted. It may not be accepted. Therefore, the Prophet ﷺ was asked about a woman who used to be fornicating in order to give orphans. So the Prophet said, ليتها لم تزني ولم تتصدق. I wish she did not fornicate and she did not donate. And there's a beautiful poetry in Arabic. It says, كساعية للخير من كسب فرجها لك الويل لا تزني ولا تتصدقي.
Explain to us, Fadlan.
Oh my goodness, how can I? You're asking me to translate poetry. Okay. It says, it is just like a woman who seeks to donate and to do good, righteous things through her private part. That means by prostitution. لَكِ الْوَيْلِ, woe unto you. لا تزني, don't fornicate. وَلَا تَتَصَدَّقِي, and don't donate. So, therefore I would say, mortgage, it's haram. Mortgage is not allowed. It is haram. Okay. Yes, I know they give you 25 years. Look, if the one who sells you his house, if he's the owner of the house, and he says, you pay me for 25, for 30, for 50 years, okay? But if you pay me by one time, I take from you 200,000. But if you pay me in 25 years' time, you pay me 400,000. This is not riba. Because you're dealing with the owner of...
It's agree upon, something that you agree on.
Sure. This is the owner. For example, if there's a car company, that sell cars, if they are themselves the one who initiate this facility, then there's no problem. But if they say to you, you have to go to the bank and sign for the checks that you have to pay to the bank every month, that means the bank is involved in your contract, the buying contract of the car. If the bank is the mediator, then this is not halal. Okay. Never forget this, that mortgage, as I say it, I came to you and I have this. You may say, well, you're not flexible. You say that you are flexible. Yeah, I am flexible in my dealing with, for example, we have Christmas now. And people ask me, are we allowed to gift people in Christmas? Did you come across this question before?
Many times.
Okay.
But I'm not the sheikh, so I get away with it.
Don't get away. I'll give you the answer to this. Don't give them on that day. Don't give them on that day. If you want to give them next day or the day before, not for this occasion, cook for them every day. Allah is not going to say to you no. Islam is not going to say to you no. Anas radiallahu anhu, he said to his khadim, take this food to our Jewish neighbor. Then some of the attendants said, may Allah guide you. A Jewish neighbor? He said, yes, a Jewish neighbor. My Khalil Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to me, Jibreel kept continuously reminding me about the value of the neighbor until I thought he may inherit me. So he did not differentiate between a Jewish neighbor and a Muslim neighbor. This is what he understood from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So gift them as much as you want. Share with them food as much as you want. Show them kindness as much as you want. But on this occasion, in which they believe that God was born, this is the birthday of God, who's supposed not to be, born if he's God. On that occasion, we don't give gifts.
But Sheikh, talking about giving a gift, and everything have time and place. They celebrate the birth of Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, on this particular day.
Yes.
And if you're going to give someone gift on that particular day to honor their...
On that occasion.
For that reason, for that occasion, for that particular day, you're saying it's haram, so you can give it next day or the day before. Then it's not the gift, is it?
No. Why not?
Because
at any time, a person can accept any gift at any time.
Right.
Yes.
Right, but this has a religious twist to it. It's not just ordinary gift that you take it to the neighbors a few blocks away. You're giving it just because of this reason, and they're accepting it because of this reason. That's why when you give it to them, they say to you, Merry Christmas. And I wish you a Happy New Year, and it goes on from there. So if you say don't give it this particular day, it's like you're not honest and open with them and say, listen, because of my deen, I cannot give you at this particular day.
Can you explain that to them? Can you explain? Is it possible? Is it possible to explain that to them?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And instead of being shame and hiding away from the deen, be open.
Be open.
Right.
And this is another point. Don't let people see that you have something that shackles you from them. Be open. I mean, I've met a lot of English people. I was saying to them, I can speak just like speaking on the roof. I have no secrets. So be open to them and tell them what I told you now. This is an occasion. I respect you as people, friends, etc. But I can't accept this. It doesn't come to my mind. I mean, if I want to give something, I give it based on my convictions. Okay. So I don't believe that God is born. God cannot be born, and he doesn't die. But they believe in both. Right. That he was born and he died for 3 days and 3 nights, etc., etc.
All right. I just want to go back to the telephone calls. These people being holding.
But we did not answer the question about HSBC. After the call.
We haven't answered. Just let's call us and we'll come to this so-called and halal. I say so-called because I cannot verify, so I leave it to you. Neither am I, Sheikh. And hello, salam alaikum. Hello, may magasha?
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum
salam.
And I want to say 3 options to the
Sheikh,
you and the Sheikh, my idea. My name is Khaltoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about the women who educated and cannot work this country.
Take it away.
Yeah, because I know a lot of women who born this country, they originally from this UK, and they become Muslim, they wear hijab, they see that it doesn't suit this situation here and the work here. They move to Muslim countries, they open schools, they open offices, they work their own time, with their clothes to suit them, their religion. Our sister in Somali sisters who educated, our countries need. 80% of Somali is in this now. We need educated people. We need sisters specialists. We need sisters to go there to educate our people. We need sisters to work hospitals. We need sisters to work the schools. In here, UK, we need sisters who educate, to educate the other sisters, to educate our children. If we have sisters who learn teachers, we can do our children, if we can take the schools and we can say we can teach our children in our houses because we have qualified teachers in our houses. That's what I want to say. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Just, are you still on the line?
I think she closed. Can you brief her question?
No, she just, obviously, as you heard it, she says that we want Muslim sisters to be educated and to be teaching other Muslim sisters, but I don't understand what she's trying to get to. She's trying to say at the end of the day that there's schools that educate our children, there's universities. Are we going to have a house full of just Muslims educating themselves when we don't have schools for our children? So I don't know what she was trying to emphasize. But never mind. And the next line, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Assalamu
alaikum.
I just want to ask the Sheikh, the cemetery, when you go through the cemetery, the Christian, especially the Christian cemeteries, there's no other way you can go through, but only the Christian cemetery. So is it halal or haram? That's
what is cemetery to do with the topic?
Yeah, because we live in this country and
integration of the grace.
We have to know whether we can go through, because sometimes you don't have any other route that you can go through by walking.
Can you pass by a cemetery?
That's what he's asking.
Why not? I don't see any reason not to pass by if This is the way to your job, for example. There's no problem.
Okay, well, mahadsan tahay, and Sheikh, if I get back to you, obviously you want to answer the question of the halal mortgage. The brother
Yeah.
Abdul Razak was earlier.
Well, I hope,
asking.
inshallah, now we're talking about halal mortgage. I'm afraid someday we're going to talk about halal pork.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, as I said, in principle, the word mortgage, is it a difference? Is it another word of riba?
You could say
Does
that.
it differ than the system of riba? Is there any difference? No, I'm asking you, as a person who I don't live always here, but what I understand from mortgage, it is a riba system. So therefore, if we talk about riba, then we're talking about mortgage, same thing, okay? Now, the question is about halal mortgage. They call it halal mortgage. And they say the bank will sell you a house, the Islamic bank will sell you a house, not mortgage, but with a higher price. This is the thing that I didn't understand. Okay, how can be an Islamic bank and it's dealing with the same system? It's the same system. Unless somebody, please, if there's someone who's working in HSBC, and he has this halal mortgage, if he finds for me something different between the normal mortgage and the Islamic bank mortgage, I'll appreciate it. But I've seen some people from the Islamic bank, and after explaining these things to me, I did not find any difference. They say it's the problem is, sorry if I interrupt you.
Go on.
The problem, they say that this is halal, and if you investigate the price they give, it's double and even more expensive than the haram mortgage the other people give. This is a clue that I did not really find a solution for.
But just because we're running out of time, would you, if I may give you the last word, we have about 40 seconds. It's over to you, Sheikh. What is your message to the community?
My message to the community is to, since you are here in this community, try to be kind, try to be flexible, don't give up your deen, which is very valuable to you, and don't forget that when you envy people for a blonde wife they have or a property they have, don't forget that you will be envied at the day of judgment of having the true faith, which I can call it today a diamond. It is a diamond. So don't give it up. And this is the only chance in this life. Islam doesn't prevent you from being kind of people, from dealing with them justly and fairly. And don't say that I can steal those people, they're not Muslims. No. This is a right that you have to pay at the day of judgment. So be kind, be a good Muslim, and at the same time maintain your deen. Fear Allah and keep this reminder in your heart and in children's heart, in your family's heart.
Right, Sheikh. I've just been told we have another 9 more minutes, so
okay, that's fine.
We're grateful to Abdullah, our producer. Brother Sheikh, one of the things that often people have problem with, our children in this country, they're born here. Some of them never seen a Muslim country. When we were young, we grow up in a Muslim country where you hear the adhan, where you hear the Quran is being recited, and society in general are good in practicing Muslims. And this country is quite different. Wherever you turn, there's someone that disbelieves in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doing something bad that's not accepted in Islam, i.e. drinking, a woman semi-naked. And this is the people that our children imitate, because however you try to explain to them this is the wrong way, the fact is the bay'ah, it has an influence on you, even whether you're grown up or you're young. How can we keep our children away from the state TV educating our children? Schools have hidden messages to promote. If I just give you an example, we are told, sexual transmitted diseases are dangerous, And one way of avoiding that is to have to use contraception, condoms and stuff like that. There's the companies that sell this, and these children will be tomorrow's customers, buying customers a long life, their entire lives. How do you deal with this sort of things?
Remember this important rule, Islamic rule. Prevention is better than treatment. Talking about contraceptive, they overpass something more important. Don't do it. They don't have anything called don't do it. They say, do it, but have the contraceptive, which is a problem. They don't really put, they don't prevent people. I mean, usually they should prevent people from the evil. And this is the good thing with the Islamic society. In Islam we say, al-wasilatu ila al-haram haram. The way to the evil makes the way itself evil. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He forbade Adam from eating from the tree. But in another verse, He forbade Adam from approaching the tree. Because once you approach the seductive, the attractive thing, then you can't stand resisting it.
Like وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا.
Like وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Exactly, exactly. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ. Tell the believers to lower their gaze and to maintain their private parts. He did not begin with the private parts because this is the procedure, the way to it. So the way to what is haram makes that way itself haram. What I remind the Muslim community, first I would like to appreciate, to express my appreciation to the Somali community, that mashallah they have Muslim TV, they have a lot of mosques, and inside the mashallah there are some mosques. One of the mosques I'm in now, Arisala Mosque in London.
Yeah, we know it very well.
They work just like bees, mashallah. Very good work, very good activity, mashallah. I'm very grateful to them. I'm very happy. So there is an alternative. Within the Somali community, alhamdulillah, there are, mashallah, good Muslim brothers who are maintaining the need, working on that need for the Somali, which is also beneficial for the other community, Muslim community as well. What I want to remind within maybe the next 2 minutes, the problem is that we start to have concerns about our children when they start to become 15 until 18. But between 13 and 15, we did not take good care of them. We were ignoring them. We did not influence them. And that is a problem. You will be held responsible for this. Because now, at that period of time, the soul of the nature of the child is just like the sponge, the sponge? It's just like the sponge. You can put in it whatever you want, but when it becomes 15, 16, 18, you can't put what you want. You lost the case. Unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got. So I remind you to take care of your children. And since you are surrounded by a lot of tribulations, fitna, attractions, you have to double your efforts. Why you're here? I'm not going to ask you why you're here. But since you are here, you have to do something for your community, for your children. Okay? And work on da'wah. For also the general community. Pay for the mosques. Pay for the Islamic centers. Donate. Be generous. You don't know. A donation that may cause you and your children to be guided and to be strengthened by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So do that. Work on things that help and strengthen. You have to take, as some scholars say, يجب أن نأخذ بأسباب الثبات. We're talking about being steady in faith. But there are means for the steadiness of faith. And you have to work on that.
Right, Sheikh, I was
one more
ask
question.
No, actually, we have less than 1 minute.
Okay.
We would like to hear once again to conclude, inshallah, and advise the community. And then, inshallah, we will stop with that because the news will be 10 o'clock sharp. Tafadhal, Sheikh.
My advice to the community.
Your advice to the community. In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, I'll mention one hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, this is wasiyah of Rasulullah. The prayer was the words that the Prophet ﷺ addressed to the people before his last breath. Fear Allah concerning those whom Allah gave you authority over. That means your family, the weak ones, your wives. Treat them well. And also, so these two things are important. These are the last words that the Prophet ﷺ gave wasiyah before he died. Just seconds before he died. So I want to take the advantage of reminding you about the last important thing the Prophet said before he died. The other thing is, I'll remember you, I'll keep that hadith with you. اعبد الله كأنك تراه. Worship Allah as if you see Him. فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. For if you don't see.
Sheikh, can I just stop you there? Just because of the news. And because we
consider yourself to be one of the dead. And if you did one thing wrong, do beside it one good, so the latter will erase the former. That's all.
Hayakallah, Sheikh. I'm very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you, the effort that you put into this and the travel that you traveled just to come here and talk to the community and enlighten and answer our questions and concerns. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. حياك ربي وبياك وكثر الله مثالك.
حياكم الله.
waxaan doonaa barnaamijkana intaa kusoo gabagabayna caawa because waqtiga newskana soo haya awgeed telefoonada maqlawina ka raalahaada insha Allah ta'ala haddii ilaahay subhanahu wa ta'ala yiraahdo intaanu kan oo kale dib ugu kulmi doono barnaamijka waxa igala shaqeeyo produce gareeya Cabdalla Cabdiqani Ba iyo waliba Maxamed Biibay oo ka xag dhinaca farsamada labadaba iga caawiyeen sheekheena ayaan u mahad celinaya mar labaad iyo daawadayaasha universal intaanu kan oo kale kulmi doono waxaan jecelahay inaan uga baxo aayad quraan oo xadiiskiisa aan ku ayadayo insha Allah ta'ala وإلهي سبحانه وتعالى ليه إن صلاتك كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا عبد الحفيظ محمود تقوى إلهي مدني والسلام عليكم